Hey everyone, how you doing today? Today I want to talk about the City Slicker case by Waterfield Designs for Nintendo Switch. I'm going to compare it to the case that I have been using since the Switch came out, which was, I don't even know what the case is. I bought one and then they all went away. And when I went to buy one for my son, they were made by a different manufacturer, although they were almost identical. So I'm not sure what was up with that, but I'm just going to move my microphone just a little bit so that probably the sound quality won't be as good, but we're going to look down at my desk, hide that, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. There we go. All right. So here is the case that I've been using up until now. This case is it's a hard, I mean not hard, it's still soft, but it's harder than my Waterfield case. And it served me well this past year because it's been a year since the Switch came out. I always had some complaints about it, so I want to talk about those complaints and why I was in the market for a different case to begin with. First off, it's got this. Let me make sure that I'm in the shot. Move my keyboard out of the way if I can. So it's got this little mesh area here where you can put, I don't know, whatever extra stuff you have, be it headphones or your Joy-Con straps. That's the kind of stuff that I usually kept in here. But what I found is that stuff always, always, always fell out of this little pouch because it didn't zip close. Now I've seen versions of this where it does zip close, and that's great, except that now there's a zipper, and I was always afraid that the zipper would hit my Switch screen. I have a glass screen protector on there, but it was something that I was always worried about. By the way, if you are looking at this thing and wondering what is that, it is a 3D printed thing to hold my Joy-Con straps, and it's really, really awesome. So usually I will keep them like this, and I'm very happy with this little 3D printed thing. If I can find a link for it in the on Thingiverse, I will show it to you. I also usually kept a like a little microfiber cloth in there, and then this is something that I really liked, but there were definitely drawbacks to this. So this is where I keep all my games, right? And I carry all of my games with me. I also have a bunch of digital games, but I carried all my physical games with me. And one thing that always bothered me is that when they're in here, you can't tell them apart. And that always drove me bananas. Plus, like, there were only 8 spots, and carrying games up there in that section, that didn't make a lot of sense because it was something that was going to get, it would fall out. So what I would do is double them up. And now, yeah, I have all my games there, but I still can't tell what they are. So I never really liked that. Let's go ahead and get our games out. Some of these I play far more often than others. Sorry for the racket. So we'll get all those out. So basically what would happen is I would have my games in there, and I'd have to go, is that the game I want? Is that the game I want? Is that the game I want? And it would take forever to find what I wanted. And yeah, first world problems. I know, it's not a big deal. So that needed some improvements. Then this section, I like this, except I was always afraid that the Switch was going to fall out whenever I was opening up my case. Now, they have these little straps here just for that, but that was always kind of a pain. So now it's secure in there, but now when I want to get it out, I gotta try and get a hold of, and I promise I'm not doing like a infomercial type of thing, but you gotta try and get a hold of those, and it just is kind of clumsy. So that's this case. I think it served me well for a year, but we're going to go ahead and replace that with my Waterfield case, which is right here. This thing is leather. I was a little worried about it because this case is harder, and this case is a soft case. But I feel like there's enough padding that it makes up for it, or at least it's okay. So the first thing that I noticed is this weird strap. I don't know what this is for. Maybe it's to like clip it to your other luggage or something. I'm really not sure. But let's just ignore that for now. So the first thing I noticed when I open this up is that it has little windows. And I really like the little windows. So now when I put a game in there, it's much easier to see what game it is. And that makes me happy. So I put my favorite games in this. Now you might notice that there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots for games. And in this case, there were 8 spots for games. That kind of concerned me. But the reason it's not a big deal is because, let's see, what else do I want to put in there? I want to put arms in there. I really like arms. So these are like my favorite games that I'm playing. And then on this side, we've got like a little zippered pouch where I can put the rest of them. And it zips closed, so I don't have to worry about them falling out. I really, really like that. On the inside, fold this down and make sure that we've got a little pocket where I can put my Joy-Con straps. I like that. I'm a big fan. And then here I've got my microfiber cloth, although that's not really needed. I'll keep it in there anyway. But this red part right here, that's actually microfiber, and the screen is right up against that. So basically you're cleaning it every time you get it in and out of the case. So it just slides right in there. Push it down, nice and secure. And now when I close it, these snaps are metallic. So not metallic, magnetic is what I meant to say. So they just kind of snap together. And when I saw the design, I was like, oh no, I don't want to have to put pressure on that in order to get that to snap. But all you have to do is get it in the right spot, and the magnets kind of pull themselves together. And this is really, it's a little bit bigger. Where's my camera? There we go. It's a little bit bigger than my old case. But I was basically just looking for something that I could throw in my backpack that would protect the Switch and hold my games and you know, the accessories that went along with it. And I feel like they've done a great job. If you don't know, this is made out of leather, and it's really, really well stitched. I think it looks really nice, and it's got that cool leather smell to it. And you know, there's a lot more room in here for games than there were in my last case, and they're not going, like, I don't have to worry about them falling out. Whereas with this case, whenever I stored something in this little mesh area, it would inevitably fall out, and like I'd open it up and there would be stuff all over the place. So then I would have to pick it all back up. So is this worth the price? And that's really a question that only you can answer, because it is an $80 case, and $80 is different to everybody. So that's really a question only you can answer. Now, would I have spent $80 on this case without seeing it, without actually holding it in my hands to make that decision? And the answer is no, I wouldn't have. However, now that I have seen this case, would I spend $80 on it myself? Maybe. There's a good chance that I would, because this is really, really nice, and I'm very, very happy with it. And I feel like this is going to protect my Switch very, very well. You know, you got a $300 investment plus however many games are on there. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that you want to protect. And this case feels sturdy. It feels thick. And it's not too bulky at the same time. Now, just so you know, this comes in a whole bunch of different colors. This is the limited edition retro colors. They made this for the first anniversary of the Switch, and you can only get this particular model up until March 31st. So after March 31st, you won't be able to get this one anymore. However, they have it comes in any number of colors. So if, you know, maybe you don't like the red, I like the red because I like the old Famicom style stuff. But anyway, that's my review of the oh gosh, what's it called? The City Slicker case for Nintendo Switch. I'm a big fan of this thing, and again, it is. Oh, I lied. Oh no. Yeah, it's on sale until March 31st, and shipments of it will start shipping on March 22nd. So I was actually able to get it a couple of days early. So if you are interested in that, head on over to www.sfbags.com. Just to be clear, this is not an ad. I was not paid for this. However, I did receive my case at a discount, but that in no way affected my review. I'm completely honest about what I do and don't like about this. And actually, when I am holding this, there's very little that in fact, I can't think of anything that I would really want to change about this case. My wife looked at it, and when she first took a look at it, she was like, "Oh man, aren't you worried that the games are going to come out of there?" And I was like, "You know what? I don't know. I might be worried about that, but I think that's tight enough that it holds them in there." And I'm not going to shake this, but I'm holding my Switch upside down. Ooh, okay, it didn't fall. All right, but I'm holding my Switch. All right, it's starting to slide out. I'm holding my Switch upside down. Good job, dummy. The cards are not falling out. Everything else is falling out. But then again, I mean, who's going to hold this upside down on purpose? If this strap is meant to clip it to your other luggage, then don't use that, because that would be upside down. And if for some reason these get unsnapped, then you're going to be very unhappy. I will say this, it makes a very satisfying Switch-like noise. All right, that's it for me, guys. Waterfield design case, www.sfbags.com. I'm a fan of this. I think it's a very, very nice case. Let me know what you think.